Okay, we're out. Time to run the card out, I reckon. Walk back to the car. Just easier to walk along the fence line. Oh, it's getting cool. Yeah. A little shy south of 17 degrees, I reckon. It keeps seeming like wobbling between 17 and 13, I reckon. But that could just because I'm perspiring, I'm picking it up more easily, and I still haven't cracked my coke. Come on, fella, you be singing. Come on, Richard, crack that coke, crack it now. Oh, yeah, all along the watchtower. Oh, I don't know if I've got enough energy to do the rest of the day, and then tomorrow. Oh God, tomorrow I've got 2 things to do tomorrow, because I said, you know, everything's shunting up, heading towards this prey failure shoot. If we can just get it in the can, you know, driving in the early morn through the early nights. I think is it the twilight or the dusk? Dusk is at the end of the day and twilight is in the morning. Yeah, well, there's the golf course, of course. There's another one for you. Another one for the list. Dam. Course. Yeah. And course, of course. Yeah. Eating couscous on the course, of course. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're about it, and I think the next clip's going to be back at the car, I reckon. I don't want to waste clippage to but as you can see, it's like a firm, silty, you know, it's what do you want to call it, a rough silt, you know, what, 50 to 100 microns. I don't know if you want to call it that. A very extremely fine sand, a rough silt. Yeah. But I think we basically worked out what's going on in the wild, and we can be able to bring it back home to a pot sort of thing. Make up our own little pots of bottomlands rhodium sort of thing. So basically the only components are going to be your bottomlands rhodium, some sort of sandage, you know, and a pot, and it's the way you put it into the pot, I think. And just over time it just keeps fixing nitrogen from the atmosphere, and it just keeps getting better and better and better, and plants keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you just basically just sit back and watch them grow. And hopefully grow bigger, stronger, more robust, faster, more colourful than they do in the wild. Wasn't that the dream, fellas? Well, I never gave up on the dream. I don't know what you were doing. I mean, I think there's a lot of tricks and little sneaky secrets going on out at the moment, but I think that's just going to end once the truth gets out there, that you can just do it just so much better and so much more easily, and get exactly what you've always wanted. Large plants very quickly, very rapidly, without too much effort. You know, with one basic formula, I suppose, it does it all. You know, well, it's taken 40 years to get there, and it's taken like 10 years going around in circles, because basically did the same things that everyone else did, made the same little gaffes and errors that everyone else, and other people just, like, after 3 or 5 years they just gave up. But I just never gave up. I just kept going and going and going and going. Yeah. Until I got to the answer, until I got to the stage where you can rule phosphorus out, you can bloody rule nitrogen out, and you're just left with the one answer, which is potassium. They're eating the insects for the potassium to drive the whole system and give them an ecological advantage over other plants, to be able to move out into saltier, more nitrogen rich soil where the other plants can't cope. So it's a double positive feedback cycle, and a win-win-win, and wow, you can see the drive not only for carnivory but also to speciation. Because once you've segregated yourself out into a zone of soil, you're out there and all the other all your siblings are back there. Eventually you're going to become something unique out there. You're going to become a new subspecies, or eventually a new species, compared to your siblings that are probably going to either be back there or die out back there. You know, over millennia we're talking. Anyway, we're back into this zone. I have in the past walked past the golf courses resource centre, picked up a few stray golf balls along the way. They do have some nice sand bins over there. I always like, in the past, go past admiring their sand bins, all the different types of sand they've got, to think, oh, that's a nice one. Well, I like the colour of that. Well, I like the grittage in that one. Well, that's just right for CPs. So maybe we'll do that another time, but I'm buggered, Phil. I'm just going to go back the same way we came, and I'm not going to film going back the same way we came, because the sun is just going in and we've got all the skies coming. The other two trips today, Tangawi and the other one, maybe I should leave Tangawi to the weekend or next week, early next week, something, make it another, yeah, maybe that will be the best idea, because I'm rapidly fading, fellas, and it's a Fargo tonight, and I like Fargo, and with old Billy Bob, so I like to have my tea, you know, sit down, watch a bit of Fargo, and yeah, I think, as I said before, I think that's the way you should run your life. Just take out the bad guys. Well, I think we're going to have to take out Abbott. I think we really are, actually. You know, didn't I say that if he went anywhere near the Royal Commission, that would be it? And yes, they're starting to transfer funding from the Royal Commission now over to the Pink Bats inquiry, or it's Yellow Bats actually. Sorry. No. Yeah. Well, hopefully by Christmas we'll be able to sing out, "The Abbot is dead, long live the Abbot." Yes, hopefully. But yeah, I reckon one of those bum-bugging boys is going to make the ultimate sacrifice. Having seen some of those clips on YouTube where he's walking around a local town, and he doesn't seem to have too many miners with him, and some bloke with a megaphone, you know, sort of shouting at him. I mean, that's a pretty precarious situation. You get one of those bum-bugger boys, just sort of goes up to him and goes bang. You know, that's it, all over and over. And I think we'll just take 6 months off to celebrate it, won't we? I mean, he's talked the country down for 3 years. I mean, he's lied to the nation. I think I'm just going to take the rest of the year off, fellas. I'll see you after Christmas, sort of thing. You know, I'll put the balloons up on the bloody road. I'll film it. I'll stick it on YouTube. Well, I didn't get the America's Cup holiday business, when basically Australia took 8 months off, I think it was. It started up while I was overseas, and when I came back it was still going, because I was on this student exchange overseas, and I came back and it was still dying down then. And some of the stories are things that went on, I'm still hearing about them now. I suppose in a way I didn't get to experience that, so you know, maybe if we do have a JFK situation in this country, you know, sometime towards or middle or after the wet sort of thing, that's the signal for me to actually have my America's Cup, take the rest of the year off, sort of thing. I don't know. I think as a country, I think we should just take the rest of the year off. I think, and reassess our lives, as I say from Star Wars Episode 2. You know, go home and rethink our lives and say, what do we really want? I mean, well, we definitely want to be living in Australia again. We don't want to be stuck in Abbott land for the foreseeable future. We really have to go back, and Gina's going to have to open up a checkbook, Triggy, and depending how Clive Palmer was caught on camera talking to Malcolm Turnbull last night. So, that's a bit sus. That's a bit sus. I don't know if he's encouraging him to take Tony Abbott's position, or he's trying to do the same thing as Jay Weatherall has done with Martin Hamilton Smith, whether he's trying to second him to the pup party, I don't know, but until the truth comes out, it's a bit worrying. You know, it's Clive playing with a straight bat. You know, do we have to worry about Clive Palmer as well now? I thought he was on our side. I thought he was on the side of good, on the side of right. Or, you know, or is it evil Malcolm Turnbull has sort of, you know, got his evilness into Clive Palmer? Is it a situation like that? I don't know. You know, because he does talk a load of bollocks, that Malcolm Turnbull, the so-called inventor of the internet. I mean, what about that bloke over in Britain who supposedly started up the internet? Doesn't he have something to say about whether Malcolm Turnbull is the inventor of the internet or not? And whatever his name is, I've forgotten now. He's got some bloody long hyphenated name, and we never even heard of the bloke until years later. You thought if somebody started up some revolution like that, his name would have been as common as Bill Gates or something, you know. But no. Well, maybe it was a case a bit like me, sort of thing, you know, discovering an amazing plant for many, many years ago and never getting your 3 paragraphs in your photograph in the local rag sort of thing at the time when you're a little tacker, you know. You know, a bit like the Star Wars Episode 1, we'll keep an eye on you sort of thing. Yeah, it never really panned out, never really happened sort of thing. Yeah, would have been nice. But apparently those 2 scientists went out and touched something totally different because they just couldn't get their heads around the fact that you could have the most common sundew in the world sitting there for millennia basically, and no one even noticed what it could do. Oh wow, it can move faster than the eye can see. Well, I just hope that Gideon can get on film the resetting of the trap sort of thing. You know, the resetting of the ribbon tentacles, because I said out of the corner of my eye I saw one do it one day, and it was just like in the same speed and mannerism as a trigger plant tentacle, you know. Not a trigger plant tentacle, you know, the thing that whatever that thing is called, you know, the trigger, or it must have a special name. Just can't quit calling it the trigger. The trigger. No, it's got to have some sort of more scientific, some sort of Latinized or Greek derived word, I think. Oh, I can't be bothered going up there. I'm just going to go straight along here. I think I have done that on VHS video. Done exactly the same thing. I think, oh, I'm too buggered. I'm not going back there exactly the same way. I'm going to go the short way. So, yeah. God, this is going to be a long clip. I think some of these clips are going to be all-nighters, I reckon. Yes. I think I've even captured you as probably as a pup many years ago. Yeah. I probably got you as a little dog in 2003 or whatever it was, the last time I was here on VHS film. Probably in the lockup. Yeah. You can have a look at your former self. Yeah. Well, you never know. Oh well. A rather longish clip, but with the odd rant in here. Oh, that rant I had the other day at the alternate path on the back of the gun. Oh, that was brilliant. I think that's the best rant I've had all season so far. I'm going to rank that as number one rant. I think the one out of the on the ridge track, I reckon that's number 2. I'm going to rank that. I think this one was better. But you'll get to see that in a few weeks' time when it gets to be uploaded, I reckon. As I said, you're probably watching these clips 1.5 to 2 weeks after they've actually happened, and sometime in higgledy-piggledy order, depending on how long the clip is and how long it takes to down or upload. But anyway, I think we'll just take a walk in that other bit in there and do Tango EA another time, I reckon. But I need to crack my can of Coke, I reckon. I really need to crack it now. And then we'll just walk down there across the road, and there's some little thing that goes behind the school where my old son's headmaster went to eventually. He went from when my son's school and he went over to that school over there. I don't know if he's gone on since then, but that's what happened. Anyway, we'll start a new clip, I think.